Hey everybody, good to see you. Hopefully you are doing well. Have a bit of an experiment today. Do a lot of different kinds of testing on clay to see just how it's going to respond. Particularly with wild clay, it's kind of difficult to know unless you do the testing. And one of the things I want to know about is how well clay will respond to high temperatures. There's some pots that I want to make, and I want to fire them as hot as I reasonably can. I have some clay that I dug. It's actually two kinds of clay that I dug on the Mogollon Rim, and I mixed the two together. So I want to see what happens. I'll show you what happens if it doesn't handle the heat very well. Look, this is a little thing that I made. It all melted and sagged, and you can see that the temper is showing up here. Obviously a real problem. So what I have done is I've made some discs. I've got 3 different discs. And I'm going to put them in at different temperatures. And I'm going to see how does the clay respond. And then also I have painting here. I want to see how paint responds as well. The first one is going to go in at 850 Celsius. The next one at 950 Celsius. And the final one at 1050 Celsius in my little kiln. This is the kind of thing that is tough to manage and experiment with in a regular fire, because it's hard to control the temperature of fires. But with a little kiln like I have, it should be no problem. So let's get started. Here's the kiln. I've got it set at 850 Celsius. The little disc with the 3 colors of paint that I've got. Stick it in here. 40 minutes or so, it'll get up to temperature. Okay, we'll pull out the one. This is 850 Celsius, and let's put in another one, and this one will get fired at 950 Celsius, as you can see down here. This is the tile that I heated to 1000 Celsius. Turned out fine. It's starting to get a little bit rough, but I can see also that with the black paint that has fluxed a little bit. So I'm sticking it back in the kiln for 1100 degrees Celsius and let that heat up and see how it goes. The kiln has worked great. It allows me to do some testing that I really couldn't do with wood or charcoal. But in the end, I tested 4 different temperatures: 850, 950, 1000, and 1100 degrees Celsius. And I really learned a lot. Let me show you what I found out. Here is sample number 1, fired at 850 Celsius. Turned out really pretty good. It's good and solid, no problem. It's fully fired. The paint turned out fine. The smoothness of the disc is good. Now, it's something to keep in mind. Label your testing so that you know in the future kind of what you did. So the next one was fired at 100 degrees hotter, 950 Celsius. So you can see the color is different, but I think the main thing is that you can start to see the temper starting to pop through just a little bit, and there's actually some little pop outs that happen. The painting turned out not too bad. It's starting to wash out a little bit. You can tell it's a little bit harder. I think it's acceptable. But I don't think you want to get it too much hotter. So this was at 950 Celsius. I took another disc. I don't have an example of it here, but I went to 1000. It was really similar at 1000 Celsius. Started to pop out a little bit more with the temper. Now, the last one is really interesting. This is at 1100 Celsius. Too much. It is really, really coarse, and I don't know if you can see how the temper is popping out, and it's shiny. It's glass-like. And this is a sand temper that I used. Very hard, no problem with that. But it's as if the clay kind of shrinks away from the temper. So this is, for what I want at least, unusable. Any hotter, I think it would really start to melt and sag. So I learned a lot. I know that I was looking for something that I could fire really hot. Well, this isn't going to be it. I'm going to have to continue to look for other kinds of clay. The moral of this story is that there's wild clay all over the place, and every single clay source is a little bit different than the other ones. So if you're going to dig wild clay, you need to be able to test it. An option, of course, is to go to a commercial clay place, ceramics place, and you can buy clay, and they've done all the testing. They're probably really good at it. They've had a lot of professionals who do these things. But it's fun to dig your own clay, but you have to be willing to test it. So being able to test the temperature of it is really useful for me, because now I know that 850 Celsius is kind of the sweet spot for this particular clay. And that happens to be the temperature that most of my fires are at. I also learned, though, that I can't fire this as hot as I really wanted to. So hopefully this has been helpful to you and give you some idea of some things that you might want to consider. Thank you so much for joining me today. Always appreciate it. Thumbs up, you know how that goes. Subscriptions, the likes, sharing with other people, all helps a lot. And I will respond to every single one of the comments that you might make. Until next time, this is Wes wishing you health, happiness, peace, and love. Take care. Bye-bye.